There's a woman walking among us who breaks every rule of conventional attraction. She doesn't chase validation. She doesn't compete for attention. She doesn't need rescue, completion, or permission to live her life exactly as she sees fit. Most men encounter her and walk away, baffled, intimidated, or worse. They try to fix what they perceive as her problem. They fail to recognize they've just encountered one of the most powerful forces in modern relationships, the Sigma female. This isn't another dating tutorial. This isn't about pickup lines or manipulation tactics. This is about recognizing a fundamental shift in how power operates in relationships, and understanding that only a specific caliber of man even has a chance with this woman. She's redefining what it means to be feminine. She's challenging every assumption about what women want, need, or should accept. And she's doing it without asking anyone's permission. If you want to understand true power dynamics in modern dating, if you want to know why your conventional approaches fail with certain women, and if you want to discover what it actually takes to attract someone who doesn't need you, pay attention. Because what I'm about to reveal will separate the boys from the men permanently. Let me be crystal clear about something. The Sigma female isn't a trend, a phase, or a reaction to feminism. She's an evolutionary response to a world that told women they had to choose between power and love, between success and femininity, between independence and partnership. She chose all of it, on her terms. The architecture of self-sovereignty, absolute financial independence. She doesn't just make her own money. She controls her own wealth. She invests. She saves. She spends according to her values, not her insecurities. Money is a tool for freedom, not a weapon for control or a currency for love. When a man tries to impress her with expensive dinners or gifts, she sees it for what it often is, an attempt to create obligation where none should exist. Psychological self-sufficiency. This woman has done the inner work that most people avoid their entire lives. She knows her triggers, her patterns, her weaknesses, and her strengths. She doesn't project her unresolved issues onto her relationships because she's resolved them herself. She doesn't need a man to make her feel beautiful, worthy, or complete because she's cultivated those feelings independently. This isn't arrogance. It's the result of deliberate self-development. Intellectual autonomy. She forms her own opinions through research, experience, and critical thinking. She doesn't adopt beliefs to fit in or to make others comfortable. Her worldview is carefully constructed and constantly evolving based on new information, not social pressure. When she disagrees with you, it's not rebellion, it's informed dissent. When she questions conventional wisdom, it's because she's actually examined it. Selective vulnerability. She understands that vulnerability is not weakness, it's strategy. She chooses when, how, and with whom she shares her deeper self. This selectivity isn't coldness, it's wisdom earned through experience. Her trust isn't given freely because she's learned its true value. When she does open up, it's a conscious choice, not an emotional accident. How she disrupts traditional relationship dynamics. The Sigma female doesn't follow the script that society wrote for women in relationships. She doesn't wait to be chosen. She does the choosing. She doesn't compete with other women for male attention because she's not operating in that economy at all. She enters relationships from a position of abundance, not scarcity. She has a full life, meaningful work, deep friendships, and personal interests that fulfill her. A relationship is an addition to her life, not the foundation of it. This terrifies men who are used to being needed, who derive their masculinity from being essential to a woman's happiness or security. The Sigma female versus the world's expectations. Society expects women to be accommodating, to compromise, to prioritize relationships over personal ambition. The Sigma female politely declines all of these expectations. She'll skip social events that don't interest her. She'll end relationships that don't serve her growth. She'll prioritize her goals over others' comfort. She'll say no without explaining herself. This isn't selfishness, it's self-respect, and it's revolutionary. Most men are completely unprepared for the Sigma female because they've been conditioned to succeed with women who operate from scarcity, insecurity, or traditional feminine frameworks. Their entire approach is built for a different game. When they encounter the Sigma female, their strategies don't just fail, they backfire spectacularly. The masculine ego crisis. The average man's ego is fragile because it's built on external validation and comparative success. He needs to feel needed, to be the provider, the protector, the solution to her problems. The Sigma female's independence isn't just inconvenient for this man, it's threatening. It forces him to confront the fact that his value isn't based on what he provides, but on who he is. Most men aren't prepared for this level of self-examination. When she handles her own finances, fixes her own problems, and creates her own happiness, he doesn't know where he fits. Instead of rising to meet her at her level, he often tries to diminish her to fit his comfort zone. The validation addiction withdrawal. Men who are addicted to female attention go through literal withdrawal with Sigma females. She doesn't text back immediately because she has priorities. She doesn't laugh at mediocre jokes because she values authentic humor. She doesn't fake enthusiasm for his interests if they genuinely don't interest her. This honesty is brutal for men who are used to women managing their emotions and protecting their egos. The Sigma female won't sacrifice her authenticity to make him feel better about himself. Traditional power plays fail. All the conventional dating strategies that work on insecure or traditional women fall flat with Sigma females. Negging and manipulation. She sees through these tactics immediately and finds them pathetic rather than intriguing. Financial displays. Money doesn't impress someone who has her own. It might even signal that he thinks she's for sale. Social status games. She doesn't operate in traditional hierarchies, so your position in them is irrelevant to her. Emotional manipulation. She's too emotionally intelligent to be manipulated and too secure to be destabilized by games. Physical intimidation. Any hint of controlling behavior sends her running. Permanently. The control panic. When men realize they can't influence, predict, or control the Sigma female's choices, many panic. They become possessive, demanding, or passive-aggressive. She decides to travel solo. He throws a tantrum about safety or commitment. She spends an evening with friends. He questions her loyalty or tries to guilt her. She pursues a career opportunity. He makes it about how it affects him. This need to control reveals their fundamental insecurity and disqualifies them immediately. Intellectual inadequacy. The Sigma female operates at a level of intellectual depth that challenges many men. She wants to discuss ideas, not just events. She wants to explore concepts, not just share gossip. Men who are used to surface-level interactions find these conversations exhausting or intimidating. They can't keep up, so they either disengage or try to redirect to topics where they feel more comfortable. The social validation trap. Many men need their relationships to look good to others. They want the girlfriend who impresses their friends, who fits into social situations seamlessly, who makes them look successful or desirable. The Sigma female doesn't perform for other people's approval. She might not want to attend his work events. She might not get along with his friends who she finds boring. She might not present the image of the perfect girlfriend that boosts his social status. For men whose self-worth is tied to external validation, this is unacceptable. Now we come to the rare breed. The man who doesn't just survive encounters with Sigma females, but who thrives with them. This man is operating from a completely different paradigm than the masses. He's not trying to conquer, impress, or control. He's not seeking validation or completion. He's offering partnership between equals. Unshakable self-worth. This man's confidence isn't performance, it's conviction. He knows his value because he's built it through competence, character, and continuous growth. His self-worth isn't dependent on external validation, including hers. When she succeeds, he celebrates without feeling diminished. When she challenges him, he appreciates the stimulation rather than feeling attacked. When she operates independently, he admires her strength rather than feeling excluded. His masculinity isn't threatened by her power because his masculinity is secure. Master of his own domain. This man has his own empire, whether it's a business, an art form, a body of knowledge, or a mission that drives him. He's not looking for someone to give his life meaning because his life already has meaning. He wakes up excited about his own projects and goals. He has passions that consume him, challenges that energize him, and a vision that pulls him forward. A relationship is a beautiful addition to this foundation, not the foundation itself. This creates natural attraction with the Sigma female because she recognizes someone who operates the same way she does. Intellectual heavyweight. He can match her mentally. He reads deeply, thinks critically, and has developed his own philosophy about life. When she shares complex ideas, he doesn't nod politely. He engages, challenges, and contributes. Their conversations are intellectual foreplay. They debate, they explore, they push each other's thinking. She finally has someone who can keep up with her mind, and he has someone who challenges his. This intellectual compatibility is non-negotiable for the Sigma female. Emotional mastery. He's done his own psychological work. He understands his emotions without being controlled by them. He can handle her independence without becoming insecure. He can support her without trying to fix her. He can love her without trying to possess her. When she needs space, he uses it productively rather than spiraling into anxiety. When she's processing something, he gives her room rather than demanding inclusion. When she shares vulnerability, he honors it rather than weaponizing it. Strategic patience. This man understands that anything worth having is worth waiting for. He doesn't rush the Sigma female or try to force relationship milestones. He allows connection to develop organically based on genuine compatibility, not social timelines. He's willing to invest time in getting to know her actual self, not the version of her he wants her to be. He's patient with her guard because he understands it protects something valuable. Respect for sovereignty. He genuinely respects her autonomy, not as a strategy to get what he wants, but as a core value. He understands that her independence is what makes her extraordinary, not what makes her difficult. He doesn't try to change her, tame her, or domesticate her. He appreciates her wildness and supports her freedom because he values freedom himself. Power recognizes power. Most importantly, this man recognizes the Sigma female for what she truly is. Not a challenge to be conquered, but a force to be respected. Not a problem to be solved, but a mystery to be appreciated. Not a prize to be won, but a partner to be earned. He approaches her as an equal because he is one. When the Sigma female meets her match, something extraordinary emerges. This isn't a typical relationship. It's a collaboration between two powerful forces who choose to amplify each other rather than compete or compromise. The dynamic of mutual empowerment. Both partners arrive complete and choose to create something even more powerful together. They don't complete each other. They complement each other. They don't need each other. They choose each other daily. Their individual strength doesn't threaten the relationship. It fuels it. Her success inspires him to reach higher. His achievement motivates her to expand further. They're in a constant dance of mutual elevation. intellectual and emotional alchemy. Their conversations become legendary between them. 3-hour discussions about consciousness, creativity, purpose, and possibility. They challenge each other's assumptions, introduce new perspectives, and leave every interaction with expanded thinking. They create ideas together that neither could have reached alone. Their minds in collaboration produce insights that become the foundation for their individual growth and their shared vision. The art of chosen togetherness. Every moment they spend together is intentional. They don't default to each other's company out of habit or obligation. When they choose to share an experience, it's because they genuinely want to create that memory together. This intentionality makes their time precious rather than assumed, exciting rather than routine, meaningful rather than mundane. Separate kingdoms, shared values. They maintain their individual identities, goals, and interests while sharing fundamental values about growth, authenticity, and excellence. She has her projects, he has his missions. She has her friends, he has his circle. But they share their discoveries, celebrate each other's victories, and offer support during challenges. They're allies in each other's individual journeys. The compound effect of excellence. When two high achievers who demand excellence from themselves come together, the standards for everything elevate. Their conversations are more stimulating, their experiences are more intentional, their growth is more accelerated. They inspire each other to become better versions of themselves, not through pressure or competition, but through example and possibility. Here's what this all comes down to. The Sigma female represents the future of feminine power. She's not asking for permission to be strong, independent, or selective. She's not apologizing for having standards or knowing her worth. She's demonstrating what happens when a woman fully owns her power without compromise. The question isn't whether you can handle her. The question is whether you're worthy of her choice. If you're a man watching this, understand that the days of impressing women with surface-level displays are over. The Sigma female can see through every facade, every insecurity, every attempt at manipulation. She's looking for substance, not performance. Character, not charisma. Authenticity, not strategy. If you want her attention, become someone worth her time. Build something meaningful with your life. Develop intellectual depth. Master your emotions. Create value that exists independent of her approval. If you recognize yourself as a Sigma female, know this. You don't need to dim your light to make others comfortable. You don't need to lower your standards to increase your options. You don't need to apologize for being selective about who gets access to your energy. The right man won't be threatened by your power. He'll be inspired by it. He won't try to change you. He'll celebrate you. He won't need you. He'll choose you. This is about more than dating. This is about recognizing and respecting a new paradigm of power, independence, and partnership. This is about understanding that the strongest relationships are built between people who don't need each other, but consciously decide to build something extraordinary together. The Sigma female is rewriting the rules. The question is, are you evolved enough to play by them? Drop a comment if you recognize this energy in yourself or someone you know. And if you want more content about real power dynamics, authentic relationships, and personal mastery, subscribe now. The mediocre content is everywhere else. The transformational content is here.